OTF Global.
Season 2, Episode 1. Yeah. We back. We back like we never left. Back like we forgot something. Miles on the dead, paper stacking up. OTF still hunt. Deal bleak, rolling low, wheel keep spinning. Stacking paper, chasing mile, whole time we winning. Epstein file, yeah, we dig where they hide. Stay woke, eyes wide shut, then pride. Cruising like Tom, night ride, pedal floor. Bugatti dream, but it's diesel we adore. Bring light to the dark, expose what they fake. Call it Illuminati when the truth start to shake. We back like we never left. OTF Global set the tone. Season start pressure applied.
Welcome to OTF Global Podcast. We have made it to Season 2, Episode 1. Yeah, I'm with my co-host, my uncle, my big brother, the old man, the legend, the myth. My man DL. What's up, DL?
What's up? What's up, my brother?
Yeah, man, Season 2.
Yeah, man. Who would have thunk it?
Yeah, right. And if you don't know, welcome to OTF Global Podcast. We are the rolling podcast, two truckers, and we're going across I would say the great states of America, but the way shit looking.
We'll just say the great maybe you're going across
the continent of America.
yeah.
But today we got a good one. We got a good one, and I think this is on everyone's radar, at least. And it has been for the last decade almost. But the Epstein files, man, it's getting crazy. It's getting crazy.
Yeah.
The Epstein file, I mean, it seemed as if every politician from the last 25, 30 years, if not more, somewhat related to this. A lot of Hollywood executives, entertainers, and world leaders. So I don't know. This is no longer a conspiracy, and I think that's what they want to paint it as people who are digging into this and talking about it as conspiracy theories. But how could it be if these things have been documented, and not only documented, it's been made public for all eyes to see. So when you have the current president involved, I think it should be a lot more it should be a lot more anger from other said politicians, executives, but it seems as people want to keep this on a hush hush as much as they can. And I think when it's like that, it's because some way, somehow, they're complicit in it. They want to turn a blind eye to it because maybe they have business ties, political ties, who knows? But sometimes when you look at things like this, it seems as if it's as big as what it is. This one seems as big as what it is. So what's your thoughts on this, DL?
Man, I find it comical that every time a situation come out or an issue such as the Epstein files come out, and we know that they just dropped over 1 million documents. It's strange how when we comment on it, the other side, the political cabal, if you will, calls it a conspiracy theory, a witch hunt. They start using all these different terminologies. Honestly, I think, man, that like you said, it's been going on all along. Ain't nothing new about Epstein. Epstein just took somebody else's place, man. This cabal has been going on, man. I've watched Rosemary's Babies. I watched all these different films, Your Eyes Wide Shut, The Star Chamber, The Good Shepherd. Oh, man, let me tell you something about those folks of a different complexion. everything they do, man, they put it before you in a movie and make you think it's just Hollywood. That's what I think.
Yeah. No, that's a great point but that's who is involved with the shit.
Exactly.
Hollywood is involved, like that, and so it's just weird. It's strange, and I think those that
Listen,
may consider themselves.
Yes, real quick, and I hate to cut you off, but it just came to memory. So you remember the Manson murders, correct? The Helter Skelter, the Manson murders.
Yeah, I've heard. Yeah.
Okay, so one of the people got killed in that was Sharon Tate, right? Sharon Tate, if I'm not mistaken, was married to Roman Polanski.
Right.
Okay,
we know who he is. If those who don't know,
who he is. Yeah.
Now, for those who don't know, break it down who Roman Polanski is.
Roman Polanski was a Hollywood movie producer, big time, huge movie producer, who was also a pedophile.
Documented.
Documented pedophile. In fact, Roman Polanski can't set foot back into the United States at anymore without going to prison. He fled the United States.
And it's funny how they let him, you know what I'm saying? They let him go. Like,
they let him go.
A nigga let him go to a drug charge and flee. They'll go over there and get your ass.
Man, remember the first in Kennedy Street crew?
Yeah.
They caught dude, they pulled dude out of a shack over in Africa somewhere, man.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
So it's not like they can't go get him and don't know what he done. Like I said, like it's not like they don't know what he done and was doing.
Exactly.
But again, it goes back to let you know that, you know, a lot of people say Hollywood is Hollyweird, and this is why. It's like,
yeah,
these people are involved in all type of things. It's no longer conspiracy. And for the longest, what I was going to say, was for the longest, if people talked about those things, they considered you a conspiracy theorist. But now, how could you say that if what people have always speculated turns out to be true? Because now you see, and I do believe, real quick, I do believe this. This is not to absolve Diddy, but I do believe he was somewhat a cover, because I think they were all like this. This is my theory of, if you wanted some action, it's like pimps. You wanted some action, you go to this man. You wanted some action, you go to this man. Now, certain people, this is because Diddy is black, we got to realize it's even in the documents of the Epstein files. Some of them people didn't want to deal with black people. They ain't want to deal with black girls. So who would they go with? They go with Epstein. If a motherfucker don't care, then they'll probably go with Diddy or Epstein. It don't matter. But these people
was too.
There you go. But Harvey Weinstein too. So let's put them on.
That's it.
So my thing is, these people all I'm saying is these people was just go-betweens. They were middlemen. Yeah. They were pimps. That's what they were. You want to have a good time, you go to these people. That's what it is. It's just that this motherfucker in particular had children involved. Yeah. He had children involved. So let's not let that escape. That's the greatest thing.
You're right. Not only did he have children involved, in those documents that just came out, man, there's allegations of cannibalistic behavior.
Again,
eating babies, cutting up, dismembering infants, man. And we talking about white infants.
Now think about this. Now think about this too. Think about this. Remember just a few years ago, it was all of this human See, people they not drawing or connecting the dots. It was all these human trafficking things that was popping up. And all of a sudden, all these this is all connected. This is all connected. And they want to make it seem as if it's separate. Yeah. And then they're going to draw and make something else and put your attention on something that's big. Now it's all about this ICE shit and these immigrants. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? No, real quick. All I'm saying is, this is what they do. They try to take your attention off what should be the target and put your mind on something else to make it seem like this issue is more pressing or more important. Nothing should be more important or more pressing than human trafficking, child trafficking, any abuse of any sort, especially when it's involving children and innocent women, that these people are trying to make you think that some immigrants that's coming here to work is more important. Yes, we know they got undocumented people. Yes, we know some of those people may be criminals, but these are the real criminals. And these are the people that everybody says it should be on. Don't let them, because they're the ones that's under the scope, try to take your mind and put it over here on these people. Don't, like, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. Go ahead,
right.
dear.
And let's keep in mind, and Blek, you made a hell of a point, man. It's called sleight of hand. It's like the old school street game in New York called 3-Card Monte. You know,
Right.
It's no different than the movie. I'll tell you, they put it in the movie every time. Now you see me, now you don't. You know, you do something with your left hand,
Right.
yeah, so everybody can see the left hand, but then the right hand is behind your back doing something else, man. It's illusion. It's the trick. That was another great movie about the illusionist. I'm going to tell you, man, look, at the end of the day, you have to stay focused and read.
Do your own research.
Because it's there. The evidence is there. Blek and I, we get into theoretical arguments all the time, man. All the time. But one thing he has never accused me of not doing, and I have never accused him of not doing, is reading. Because we both read, you know, and that's how you research. And, you know, let's just call a spade a spade. I know, Blek, you're going to give me a shot for this one, but it don't matter. That's the way I feel. It's easier now. Because when I was coming up, I had to go get a book to research something. You got it in the palm of your hand every day.
But that's
you can go to ChatGPT, you can go to Google. All you got to do is research to make sure that the information that they use is accurate. That's all.
No, and I agree 100%. And this is a part of the issue, because now, right, with that, it's a flooding of information that it overwhelms you. All I can tell the people is don't be overwhelmed by it, and don't take just a headline or some post. Because guess what? Anybody can make the new a news article and just throw it out there, especially now. So what you got to do is cross-reference. Go to the files themselves. Go to the government websites where they have been released, and then you could cross-reference it with reputable news sources. You name it, I don't care. Like, you go to if you read, put it this way, if you read something as a news source and you believe them, then go cross-reference it with the actual documents. So
they'll be able to support it.
Right. Because what I've seen, and we can go here now, because what I've seen is a couple people, and this is for our people. Let's back it up. Now for our people, right?
Yeah.
Just because we see somebody name in it, like a Jay-Z or a Pusha T or whoever is involved, but I'm going to say Jay-Z and Pusha T, just for an example. Their names came up, right? And people took it and ran with it as if they were the ones that were controlling the Epstein whole ordeal. And I'm like, why do we do that? Why do we take, because we're more familiar with them, and all of a sudden it's like they become the story, when actually they were just involved with someone calling a tip hotline. And guess what? All those claims have been found not to be substantial at all. So at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck about a Jay-Z or Pusha T being involved, because guess what? If they are involved, down with them. That's not my point. My point is, don't take your eye off the ball of who the real targets are. They are just rappers. Yes, they are very wealthy, but they are just rappers. They're not controlling this big machine of human trafficking, child trafficking, whatever, and all this other shit. They not even if they are involved. If they are involved, don't take your eye off the target and make them the scapegoat. No, Epstein, Trump, Bill Clinton, all those motherfuckers are the ones that we should be talking about. Prince Andrew, whoever they are. Don't take your name, because they are the ones who really wield the power. And they are the ones who are really in these high political seats. So let's not try to, Jay-Z. Who gives a fuck? If he's involved, guess what? Donald Trump, Epstein, whoever the fuck, because I don't believe Epstein is dead. That's me. I don't believe he's dead. But if it comes out that he really is, he really is. Because if he is dead, he didn't kill himself. We know. So it's either one or two things. Either he's not dead.
That's what I believe. I believe he's dead. I believe he's dead, but I damn sure don't believe he killed himself.
I'm just saying, I really don't know. At this point in time, it's like he could be dead.
Yeah.
But did he kill himself?
Yeah.
No. It's either one of those two things. He didn't kill himself, or they killed him, or he's just out here some fucking weird. But either way, let's not forget someone like Bill Gates is involved with this shit. Motherfuckers who is controlling a great deal of our food supply. We can't we can't like just gloss over these names and then want to make Jay-Z and Pusha T the target. Are you fucking sick, man?
Let me share this with you, man. Let me share this with you from a historical standpoint. There has always been and will probably always be a figurehead. They use Jay-Z and Pusha T, and I'm not a fan of neither one of them, to be honest with you. And I know you and I have talked about this often. And anybody that think you're defending them, they have not listened to what the fuck you said. The fact of the matter is like, if you show me a damn diamond in the rough, I wouldn't purchase it because it's ugly as fuck. But that would be a mistake because all I have to do is polish it up, refine it, and I got a gemstone. And that's what my people, our people, are used to doing. If it ain't shiny, I don't want no parts of it. That's why they want to flaunt a Jay-Z or a Pusha T or anybody else out there like that. It's mighty funny. We have to ask ourselves. They said that R. Kelly was charged with RICO. They tried to charge Diddy with RICO. And Blek, you know I'm not a fan of neither one of those guys. However, the truth is, when you say RICO, you're talking about a conspiracy to commit organized crime. That's what RICO is, basically.
Right.
Which means that multiple fucking people involved. There has to be, because it can't be organized if it's just one fucking person. But R. Kelly was the first person that I'm aware of that was actually convicted on a RICO as an individual. They tried to do Diddy that way, but I guess Diddy's dollars was a little longer than R. Kelly's dollars. Because he had some hell of a lawyers who brought that very fact up. How can you call this an organized criminal empire when you have not brought charges against nobody else?
Right.
And that's the issue that we tend not to look at. So when they say, yeah, Jay-Z was involved in the Epstein, so what the fuck? A lot of people was involved. Let's talk about the ones, like you say, that were in power and involved. Like your Orange Man.
Yeah.
Or like the Clintons. And so just so the one might get it political, trust and believe. I'm not Democratic and I'm not Republican either. I don't give a shit about neither one of them, truth be told. Right? The fact of the matter is, though, they are the ones that's wielding power in this country, and nobody wants to talk about that.
Yeah, exactly. And no, I'm saying that's my point, is that you got these people, and let's call it a spade, right? We got white folks that's in power, right? And I'm gonna say, I don't give a fuck. They could have been black in power. Because if Obama's in it, like, we gotta just realize that when I say I'm calling a spade, I don't give a fuck who's involved. Because I believe if all of them are guilty, all of them should go down. It don't matter. Democrat, Republican, black, white. But let's just get to what it is. These are white men in power. And this is exactly why it's been trying to be swept under the rug. It's trying to be. But we can't be foolish enough and let that continue to be what it is. Because if that's the case, that means it doesn't matter what these people do. They could literally, and what one of the things are being said is they can literally eat children, and then we're going to act like this ain't no big deal. Like, so we really are dealing with demons and devils then. If that's the case, we're really dealing with that, and we're going to pretend like we're not. Yeah, y'all crazy. Yeah,
In fact, there was a individual. I can't think of their name. I don't know if y'all listen to the Karen Hunter show or not on Urban Radio, but
Urban View.
whether you agree with her on Urban View Radio, whether you agree with her or not, there's a wealth of information that is provided on that show. And one of the things that they provided today, they provided a clip of an individual. I can't remember the name or where that person was from, but it's on IG. And the person is talking about how it's not spiritual what they're doing. What they're doing is practicing demonic rituals, right? That dates all the way back in time. And it's the same organizations, like, you know, people talk about the Illuminati. They talk about these different secret orders. And I'm a member of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated, and I'm proud to be. Okay? That's not a secret society. A lot of people think it is because they don't know the history. At any rate, these secret societies, man, the real secret societies, they are up to some shit. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it and call it shenanigans. They up to some shit.
Yeah.
And they are practicing ritualistic blood sacrifices, man. And that's where the damn truth lies.
And again, I used to read all into this stuff back in the day. I'm talking about late 90s, early 2000s. I was reading all into it. And of course, I was, you know, and then a little bit ahead of a lot of my peers because they were just like, what the hell are you talking about? And it seems that, of course, back then it just sound wild and crazy. But now as time moves forward, we're in 2026. And this stuff's looking more and more true. Even though back then I believed it because you can kind of see, you can see it. You can see this shit if your eyes were open. If your eyes are open, you can see it. And of course,
let's talk about that center eye, that pineal gland. You gotta open your third eye.
Yeah, your spiritual eye. You gotta open that.
That's it.
And if you're not, like I say, a lot of people just not gonna be able to see it. And to be honest, I can understand. A lot of people don't want this stuff to be true. So I had to come to grips with that too. Have that understanding that people don't want to live in a world where those things could be true. And I understand it. So they would deny it and push it away because it's almost too much for some people to bear. Like, it's not too much for me to bear because I know what time it is. I get it.
Yeah.
I can see it. It's understanding. And you know, then you gotta just realize what would people do when they can't be checked. When human behavior can't be checked by nobody, what would a human do? They would do a lot of things. And it goes to show, even with people who are millionaires, we ain't talking about the super billionaires, damn near trillionaires of the world, and people who have so much power they don't need money. So a lot of people don't even realize that it's people here with so much power. What is money to them?
Listen,
what is money to them? So
games there. They two things. There was this movie called The Osterman Weekend. If you can find it, check it out. It's an older movie. Check it out. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. But there was also a movie that Ice Cube played in, and what's his name? Charles Dutton played in too. Where they were
higher learning?
No, not higher learning.
Oh, okay.
There was this group of rich folks that went out hunting people, man. They was hunting Ice Cube. They told him, they said, listen here, if you get out of here, you make it out, you're gonna get $1 million or some kind of.
Oh, it's about Ice-T. Ice-T, not Ice Cube.
Ice-T, not Ice Cube. Not Ice Cube. My bad.
Yeah,
you're right.
When you said that, I said, oh yeah, I remember that. What's it called? Damn, what's it called? Survival or not?
Survivor. Yeah. And that was based on something that actually happened.
That's wild.
The story was based on something that actually happened. And in the Epstein files, man, they're talking about hunting human beings, man, which is what that movie was all about. Right?
And I can believe it. When people got a bloodlust, like when they just man. I mean, now think about this. We've seen it. We've seen people go over there in Africa who paid thousands upon thousands of dollars to go to Africa to go game hunting. Yeah. So do you think I'm gonna put it past that they wouldn't do that to us?
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Shit.
And that's what I'm talking about, man.
Shit.
That's what I'm talking about, you know. And people say all the time, because you know, we're truckers. all the time, man. Man, be careful where you go. Go to certain states, man. Listen, I'm gonna just keep it 1,000 with you, right? I was off for 2.5 weeks, man. I was stuck. Y'all heard it. We talked about it on. I think it was on our 10th episode.
It was on the season.
Episode.
It was the season finale.
Season finale.
It might have been. You know what? He was down so long. It might have been the last 2 episodes.
It might have been. So I said that's to say, I'm chasing my loads, man. I don't give a damn where it takes me. Now, I drive refrigerated trucks, man. You and I both, we're in the refrigerated division, right? So it's not taking me to a lot of these places where truckers go and they run across these different racial tense situations, right? But we've dealt with it. I dealt with one just the other day, man, in a racial situation where I was the first one there, last one to go. Right? I was in Bay 1, and I still was the last one to roll out. And then when I got to roll out, they wanted me to come back to the door. Anyway, I don't care. I'm making my money. I'm not going to argue with nobody at the dump where I can lose my money. That's like police pull you over in the street, and you want to argue with them about what rights you got.
Right.
Trust me, I'll argue my point too. I'm very articulate. And I know where and when to make that argument, which will be in front of a daggone judge. It's not going to be on the side of the road where I don't have no win. You know what I'm saying? No, you're not. If they do something to me on the side of the road, it's because that's what they had a hankering to do anyway, not because I encouraged any damn thing. So we have to be smart. We have to understand what's really going on and how we play a part in it. And that's the thing that I want to stress to people over and over and over. And stop calling everybody Uncle Tom, man. If you knew who the fuck he was, you wouldn't even say it.
Where'd that come from?
I know. You know, I can come off the wall with some shit in a heartbeat.
Right.
Uncle Tom, man, was a hell of a dude, man. Read the fucking book. Read the book, man. Stop letting white people tell you what an epithet is or what a disgraced individual is. White people told you Uncle Tom was a sellout. You never read the book, so you believed it. Don't do that, man.
Right.
Uncle Tom was based on a character named Josiah Henson, a member of Taraji Henson's family. And that same fire that she has, and when she made the statement, the math ain't mathing, that's the same fire he had. It's in her DNA. And he was the type of individual, man, when slaves wanted to run away from the plantation, he said, go ahead. I'm going to do your work for you for at least a couple of days so master won't even know you gone. That's the kind of guy he was, man. So when you call me Uncle Tom, no, I feel complimented.
Yeah.
Unless you say it in the wrong tone, then there may be a problem that, you know, Betty and I might have to discuss.
But yeah, man, this type of, well, look, I got kind of quiet while you was talking because again, y'all, you know, we in a rolling podcast. I just went past this crazy accident on I-35 East. I'm in Dallas, Texas. The bottom.
I know that highway well.
Yeah, the whole bottom of the trailer came off. The whole bottom. So it was just a box. It was just the whole wheels, no tandems, no wheels, nothing. Just a box. They had to. So I was like, I'm looking at that as you talking. I'm listening, of course.
Drop a trailer, a whole new definition.
Yeah, they dropped the whole trailer on the highway. Good gracious.
Wow.
But yeah, man, this stuff, like again, man, we're just talking about it because it's like the topic of discussion. But
yeah,
I'm really want to see where this goes. I want to see if any heads really roll behind this. Because if people are really patriotic like they say they are, if you really love this country like you say you do, then why aren't you fighting against your own president?
Come on here, man.
Why are you not fighting against that? Because I don't care if you voted for him or not. Once these type of things come out, why aren't you being patriotic and standing up for your country?
Because
hold on, real quick.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna answer that question because we know what it's about. It ain't about you. It's not about you being patriotic. So you can start with that. It ain't about you loving this country. You can start with that because as these things become more and more exposed, it's only exposing who and what you truly are.
Yeah.
I don't got to say it. We know what this is. We should all know what this is at this time. And if you're not a devil or you're not a demon, then why aren't you fight? Why aren't you fighting the good fight?
Yeah.
Because you one of them and you believe in this stuff. That's the thing. I don't care how you slice it. If you're not fighting against this right now, you really are a devil. Black, white, whoever. I don't care. Because you are just
Blue.
yeah, it don't matter.
Yeah.
Like if you're not standing up for this, like if you ain't standing up for children, I don't get white, black, whatever. If you're not standing up for children that is being tortured in a sense, then you are truly a devil. You are truly a demon.
Yeah.
In every sense of the word. You can't even say you are American, you patriotic.
And
that's
straight
bullshit.
complicit. You're straight complicit.
You with it. You might as well be doing it. You might as well do it.
All right.
So anyway, go ahead. I had to get that up.
No, I ain't mad at you. I agree with you 10,000%, man. I was just getting ready to say this guy who I love to hate by the name of Tim Scott, right? He's a Trump he's a congressman or something. I don't even know what the hell he is, man. But he just came out, as this video came out of the White House on social media with the Obamas in monkey suits or whatever the case it was. And I don't really give a fuck how you feel about Obama and about either of the Obamas, right? The fact of the matter is, for it to come from there, made it wrong. And the fact of the matter is, Tim Scott came out and said, "Oh, this was racist. The president should be ashamed of himself." And now all of this, you just now finding out based on damn shit that came out the White House.
Right.
You didn't know he was a racist back then when you supported his ass? Come on, man.
They all know. This is the thing. They all know. And that's the thing. We all know. My thing is, I don't care about none of that. Because we all know. And for people to act like they don't, they just finding this out and oh my God, you want to pretend like you're so disgusted by this? Like, bruh, stop it. Stop it.
Listen. If somebody gave me some shit to eat, I'm not eating it. Because it looked like shit and it smelled like shit. All right? Now, here you come. You've been eating this shit all fucking long. Now all of a sudden it don't taste good?
Right. Because again, a lot of these folks, they with it as long as it's benefiting them in some way, shape, and that's the ones we gotta dig out. We gotta root
them out.
That idealism, that if it benefits you, you're okay with it. That
now you know why. Yeah. Now you know why Harriet Tubman carried a pistol.
Exactly.
Yeah, she was a peace-loving person, and yes,
but
slavery.
But everybody can't go.
Everybody can't go. Everybody can't go. Because some of y'all are snitching.
Yeah.
Dry snitching at that.
And some of them are with the program as long as it benefits them.
Listen.
They did a hell of a job. Real quick, they did a hell of a job with that because as long as you can eat just the crumbs off Massa plate, you okay with it.
You okay with it.
You okay with it.
Massa, we sick.
Yeah, you're not even eating great food. You just eating a little bit more than your brother or sister. You just eating a little bit more.
Yeah, just a little bit.
But you would turn, you know what I'm saying? But you would.
Massa, who's that nag on that? Who that nigga on that nag?
Yeah, exactly, Steven. On that nag.
Listen, there was this movie. It was a series called Turn, and it was all about the beginnings of what's called today the so-called CIA, Central Intelligence Agency. And this goes all the way back to the American Revolutionary War. And it's the same kind of shit. Same kind of shit. You got your plants, you got your spies, like Herschel Walker, people that tries to get in, that's just too stupid for his own good, couldn't get in. And then you got those like Clarence Thomas that got in and wanted to do the bidding for them from the inside. Man, we got to root all of them out. We got to root all of them. Ain't none of them shit. You know what I mean? I mean, none of that movie, the Mac. when the Goldie told his brother, his brother said, man, you got to give up off the corners, man. You got to stop selling our women, man. You got to stop doing this. And Goldie said, man, listen. When you ready to put a gun in your hand and start doing some things on the real side, let me know. I'll be right there on the front line with you, man. But until then,
exactly.
Don't tell me how to survive, dog. I got to do what I got to do.
Exactly.
You know.
And that's just what it is, man. Like I said, I think this is the shakeup that's happening right now that in some ways has been prophesized. Yeah. But it's definitely coming to a head because some going to have to shake behind this.
Absolutely.
It ain't no smoothing over this. I'm telling you.
1 million documents?
Is that yeah? Now that and that's the scary thing. And I'm gonna tell you what's scary about this. And knock on wood.
Yeah.
And God, please. What's not? And I'm being dead serious, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
What's scary about this is this. When you're dealing with a mentality such as what's been in power, we have to be careful because this is the type of mentality that will push the button. And what I mean by that is, if they can't have it, they don't want nobody to have it.
Nobody to have it.
And I'm talking about peace, power, luxury, happiness, whatever you call that. If they can't have it in the way that they want it, nobody can have it.
That's it.
So if something going to shake behind this, I hope that it's smoothed over in some type of way, but I doubt that it will be. Blood will be shed. And I don't say that lightly. I don't even say that proudly. I'm saying it to say you got to understand.
Actually, you're saying,
yeah, you got to say you got to know who you're dealing with before they die or get the, especially before you take them talking about you gonna throw them in jail, man. They'll push the fucking button. They'll push the fucking button.
And you know what? At the end of the day, and I hate to say this, man, I really do. God knows I hate to say it, man. But it'll be because of those that put them in there, man. You get what you got. You get what you got. You know what I mean? You got a coward in there who's willing to take everybody with him because he's too scared to go to jail. Okay. Yeah. That's what time it is.
And that's exactly why he wanted to run for president again in the first place. Because but it's not just him. See, that's the thing. It's not just him.
Not just him.
No, we gotta so here's what we must realize. Here's what we must realize.
Yeah.
In order for him to get in power, it had to be other individuals that have power to then create, cheat, plan, orchestrate, organize in such a way that they said, if he doesn't get in power, we all done.
Yeah.
And they might not necessarily fuck with this motherfucker. That's what we got to understand. They might not even fuck with Trump. But they said, I don't fuck with him, but getting him in power will cover my tracks as well.
Yeah.
We got to understand how they think and stop making it about political. If you take away the politics of it and think about it just in the sense of what people are willing to do, what people have already done, and what they're willing to do to cover that. Also, what are they willing to do to maintain their power? What are they willing to do? And once you start to answer those questions, nothing's off the table. You'll start to realize, oh yeah, they'll do this. Oh yeah, they'll do that. Because then you start to really see the nature of the beast. They would do any fucking thing. And if you try to make it political, that's how they want you to do. They want you to make it about money. They want you to make it about politics, because then you can always say, well, when you say well, or but, or what if, no. I'm telling you, take all that shit off the table, because now you're not dealing with that. You're not dealing with, and I think it's hard for people to wrap their minds around it because they want to make it about black and white issues. They wanted to make it about immigrants. They wanted to make it about if you are a left wing extremist or a right wing extremist, are you a part of the Tea Party? You MAGA? You're a liberal, and they want you to have all these different labels. Fuck all that. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Fuck all of those things. Look at what we're dealing with when it comes to the nature of the beast. When we break it down to good and evil, you will see right through this shit. It's good versus evil. That's what you got to understand. This ain't about politicians. This ain't about who got power as the president. Ain't about none of that shit. It's about good
about
versus
principalities. It's about principalities.
Exactly. But for real though, man, like stop with the shit. Stop with the left, right. Oh, I'm a Republican. You sound foolish when you say that. You sound foolish when you say I'm a Democrat. At this point, this ain't 50 years ago. This ain't 40 years ago.
And even then, I mean, let's be for real. And I was a Democrat. I ain't gonna lie. It was foolish then. It was foolish 40 years ago. It was foolish 50 years ago to think that we can live in a country that has a two-party system, their way or this way. Man, that's foolish thinking. I was raised in that thinking, and I don't hold nothing against my parents, man. They taught me what they taught me. They taught me what they knew, based on what they had, their experiences and what they grew up listening to. But at some point, you got to take responsibility for your information, for what you know.
Exactly.
And when you know better, you're supposed to do better. And if you don't, that means something is wrong with you. It's just that simple. I've worked with people with special needs for over 25 years, man. I know for a fact, if you don't do better when you actually know better, it's because there's a mental blockage somewhere in your intellect. Right? So, you know, the bottom line boils down to, man, at the end of the day, open your freaking eyes, man. Like you always say, stop with the strong man arguments. With the straw man, sorry, I meant straw man arguments. Stop with the straw man arguments. You know, because at the end of the day, it is what it is.
Yeah, at the end of the day.
And you got to treat it as such.
Yeah. And I just think if people just open their eyes just like that, maybe that should be the name of this episode, because you mentioned that movie Eyes Wide Shut. Maybe we should call this Eyes Wide, the Epstein Files, Eyes Wide Open. That's what we're gonna call this episode.
Yeah.
But I really believe and think that people need to open their eyes, see this shit for what it is, understand that the Democrat Party, the Republican Party, people in power were involved. It's that simple.
And let me say one more thing, Blek. I'm sorry, because you know this can kind of tie it up for me. I get sick of people talking about, well, you know, the Republican Party freed the slaves and the Democratic Party was the slave masters. And guess what, man? First of all, the Republican Party didn't free the slaves. It was a group of radical Republicans in the Republican Party that went to Lincoln and said, listen, we can ready to free the slaves because we have to. Now you can land on the good side of this history-making event or the bad side. Don't matter. The Republicans didn't want to free the slaves. They had to. Okay? The Democrats were Dixiecrats. There's no lie about that. But ain't neither one of them about shit, because all of them were slave owners. Republicans, Democrats, the Whig Party, all of them. You can't talk that shit to me because I study history. Blek is a historian. We know what we're talking about. We ain't just saying this shit off the top of our head. So I just want to throw that out.
We just saying it how we say it. That's all. So it might come off like motherfuckers don't know. We don't know what the fuck we talk about because we say it how we say it. We don't use perfect English or vernacular. We talk how we talk in everyday life. But it is what it is. Hey, but look, this has been another great episode. And again, I enjoy this conversation. And we're going to continue on. Hey, stay tuned. Make sure y'all check us out on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Global Podcast, OTF Global Podcast. I'm sorry. The Funky Trucker Man, the Lion's Den. That's DL. I'm your boy Blek. Stay tuned for episode 2. And this is season 2, episode 1. But we'll be right back with another episode. We out. Peace.